Jai Hind everyone, welcome again to the Patriotic IAS. Let's start our IAS PCSwala Daily Current Affairs. Today we have 6 topics. For that we will do a detailed analysis and we will also do practice the mains answer writing questions. Okay, so here we will have the question from the one of the topic that is very dominating today, because today was the World Health Day. 7th April is the World Health Day, and health is so important that UPSC has asked a lot of questions. We will show you that what type of the question they have asked, so that you will have the awareness, you will know that what type of the approach you want or you need to adopt, so that you can perform well. So let's start with the topic that we will cover. The first topic that is from the front page, this is talking about the traders rule under priced onion export. So here we'll see that government banned this export of the onion due to the sensitivity and production and its impact on the overall price. So now we see that even the exported union that has been underpriced, and there has been a lot of misuse of this mechanism and exploitation by the intermediaries. So it will be for the GS paper 3, and it will mainly based on the mains approach. It will be helpful into the writing answer for the mains. Then we will study that what is the demand of MSMEs into this election season, and what are the issues they are facing. We will see that what are the issues they are facing, what are they are demanding. So again, it is from the GS paper 3, and it will include the manufacturing sector, because those MSMEs from the manufacturing sector. And taxation process, what is the issue with that GST taxation? What are the reform that we needed? Again, for the it will be mains specific. Then we will study that the shaping India's path of inclusive healthcare. This is the core point of our today discussion. We will have a mains practice question. We will write the approach, we will write the answer, and you have to complete the answer and self-evaluate by the model answer that we provide. So again, it will be for the mains specific. Then we will study that Wayanad elephant on the RBI rate decision. So here we will see that how the RBI has not changed its repo rate to control the inflation, and it has been compared with the recently havoc and other such disruption created by the elephants into the Kerala. There was so many ups and down and hue and cry into the Kerala. So we will see that how this inflation has been continuously a headache for the RBI and the Monetary Policy Committee to curb this inflation. Again, it will be for the mains, and with the respect to the prelims, we will see that what is the Monetary Policy Committee, what is constitution, how many members are from the RBI and the government. All we will study. Then we will study that the beat the heat. Here we will talk about the heat waves, and we will know the definition of heat waves, and so it will be prelims specific. Then we will study that gone too soon. Here it is the tendency of the suicide into the India. We will see that the basic data and a basic report that has recently shown that at every 8 minutes, one people and that youth are dying. So there will be the lot of data and the facts we will have. So it will help you into the writing of the answer with respect to the society as well as the essay. So this is very important for the mains perspective. So let's start with the front page. That is the main issue that is associated with the export of onion and the ban on it. So we recently saw that there was the ban on the export of onion by the government into the December, but after the protest from the agriculture and the organization associated with the agriculture, there was some of the concessions given with respect to the export, but we find that those export, the price was so low for the agriculture farmers into the India that they have very low as compared to the international market price. For example, they have sold their price, their onion at 12 to 15 rupees per kg, and those who bought and they sold into their market into the UAE, they sold it at the 120 rupees per kg. So 10 times increase. So here you have a point and example that how the intermediaries who get the most benefit, those who are producing and those who are consuming, both are losing, they are at the loss. So you should know, and here this UAE, this shipment to the UAE that was considered as the government to government transaction and the procurement. But on the ground, when it was verified that it is a private player into the UAE who bought this, and they are the private traders and the supermarket chains who bought this and sold in their market at a very high price. So this is the example of the how there is the loss of the farmer, but there is a huge gain from those who are at the intermediate level. Again, here the next news from the front page again. No Israeli embassy safe, says the Iran after the attack on the mission. So we see that there was the attack into the Syria, and it was on the embassy of the Iran. After that, there has been a high degree of the countering each other that is going between the Israel and Iran. So we can see that there could be a full-fledged involvement of the Iran into the war. Already we have seen that the support to the Houthis and into the Red Sea, Houthis has created a havoc. That's why there has been the loss, economic loss of the USA, UK, Israel, all are facing. Okay, so here we have seen that there could be the more deepening of this conflict that is going on. And this is not at the international stage. In India also there is the conflict that is going on into the politics, and it is the West Bengal, and here our Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Chief Minister of the West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee. So here the comment, that is the political news, we don't have to go, but just this is a bit interesting. So just read that, what is the comment from the our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Trinamool wants to corrupt leader and extortionists to get a free license of terror. That is why they indulge in attack when the central agency arrive here. The counter-attack from the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is that they are trying to arrest our candidate and booth-level leaders on the Ram Navami in approaching, and now there will be the NIA investigation on the whenever there is they go for the cracker, explode the cracker. Even the cracker are explodes, then there will be the NIA investigation. This is the counter attack from the Chief Minister of the West Bengal. Here this is the topic, this is used in this is relevant for our syllabus. So here, what is the main issue the MSME is facing with respect to the GST and what reform they want? So here, into the election EU, there is the demand that is from the MSMEs section. Okay. So why MSMEs are important? Because they provide a huge population, they provide the job for the huge population. Here it is given that near about the 7 crore MSMEs they are involved, and there are the 12 crore people who are dependent on it. So this is the data that shows the importance of the MSME. Okay. So here what they want, they do not have the resources to undergo different type of the technicalities into this GST regime, and that's why they were exempted from the filling this GST again and again. So, but the thing is that this MSM is not work into the solos. They have to interact with the other big industries. They supply the raw material and other inputs to the big industry, and when they go, this big industry want some documents from these MSMEs, and most of these MSMEs are done by the single man person, and that person doesn't have that much expertise to provide. That's why this create a compliance burden on the MSMEs, and that's why they are demanding that please simplify this thing. Okay. Beside that, the main demand is that there should be the reduction of the GST on the labor charge. Okay. That is undertaken by the MSMEs unit, and the rate was initially 18 years. It was gradually decreased to the 12 years after so much protest. But what these MSMEs want? They want reduction it to the 5% or the 0%. This is the main demand, you should know. Okay. Even there is the many of the auto components, there is the GST tax of the 28%. Means of they are going to earn 3 rupees, 1 rupees, near about 1 rupees, or the 90 paise is the taxation into the GST, and this is very high, and that's why they want exemption. Besides that, they said that there was our government said that after when they will reach the 1 lakh crore of the GST aim, they will reduce this tax. Okay, the rate will be reduced, but still there is the no response from the government side. So this is all about from the first page. The second page, there is mentioned that the biggest cash haul in the Tamil Nadu lands BJP candidate into the soap. So here it is found that there has been near about the 3.6 crore rupees, 3.98 crore rupees was into the bag, and those persons who were belonging from the BJP candidate, they were carrying it into the bag, and they were traveling while they're traveling into the by the train. So this is the one of the example of the way there is the money power is used into the election. You can write into the your electoral whenever there is the question on the election and the issue faced by the election. Okay. Next important news that we are going to take is this shaping India's path to the inclusive healthcare. So here it is talking about that inclusive healthcare, and it's talking about how we need to work into the urban and rural area, because mostly in these area there is the weak health infrastructure and the services. So we will discuss on this. Why this news is today? Because 7th April is the World Health Day. So this is celebration of the World Health Day. Yesterday was the World Health Day, and that's why mostly today's the article are belonging from the this health sector. So this article is talking about that what we need to do and what is our achievement should be there. So it is discussing that India's path to the inclusive healthcare. So here the discussion is that what we have achieved, what are the different policies that government has brought, and what are those things that we need to do. So here it start with the what is the main theme of the World Health Day. This is the My Health, My Right. And this World Health Day, why it is celebrated? It is celebrated to bring the equity into the health. What is meant by the equity? So here it is talking about the health equity. So what is the health equity? It's talk about the accessibility of the health irrespective of your social background, economic background, or environmental consideration. Equity, are you able to understand? In Hindi it is known as the Nyaya Sangat. Equity means justiciable, means if I am poor, it doesn't mean that I shouldn't be the access of the health care. So here it is talking about the equal chance of the equal chance of the good health despite of whatever your health background is there. So it will not consider the social, economic and environmental consideration. Are you able to get what is meant by the theme My Health, My Right, and its equity into the health that it want to promote? Okay, so this is meant by this. So it is celebrated under the World Health Organization. World Health Organization, and the World Health Organization consider the health as the fundamental human rights. Okay, fundamental human right. Okay. Despite all this thing, despite the theme My Health, My Right, fundamental human right, what is the ground situation? If you will go on to the ground, you will find that out of 140 countries that has brought this health into its fundamental rights, but the situation on the ground is that most of the population in this world, they are lacking the complete access to the essential health services. Either they don't have the access to the good hospital. In India, normally if you will go and observe into the rural area, people have to go for the hundred of the kilometers just for their checkup, their their health services, to avail the health services. Take the example in the Purvanchal, particularly the area like this Kushinagar, Gorakhpur, or the Basti, Khalilabad, Devariya, or this all these people, they don't have the access to the good health. They have to go for the Lucknow if they want a good hospital, good doctors where they can believe, where they can trust. This is the situation. Okay, so WHO's main aim is to bring the equity, and that's why we celebrate this World Health Day. So you should know the basics about the WHO. Where is the headquarters of the WHO? It is into the Geneva, Switzerland. So this will be for the prelims. You can use this into the prelims. They can ask into the prelims. Second thing they can ask into the prelims is that it is a specialized agency of the United Nations. So please be careful that it is a specialized agency of the United Nations, and it's constituted under its constitution of 1948, just 2 days before 2 years before our constitution that was declared into the 26th January of 1950, despite it was completed by the 26th November of the 1949. So please remember that in 1948 the constitution was declared, and its mandate that the WHO has to achieve the attainment by all the people of the highest possible level of the health. It has 194 members, near about the same members that are part of the UN, and they participate through the World Health Assembly. So World Health Assembly, it is the platform where they interact and they participate. So you should be very careful about this thing. Okay. So, what is the root cause of this inaccessibility of the health? The main cause, if you will find, they are the situations such as if I am facing the poverty, if I am born into the lower caste, or if I belong from the women. Women section of the society, they are impactful because they suffer a lot of ailment, and naturally they suffer a different type of the ailment, and they don't have the access to this facility. Okay. Besides that, we see that there has been the limited access to the education, food, sanitation. Also this thing exacerbate the situation, that make the situation worse. Okay. What other factor? Other factors such as the climate change. You see that the climate change and the recent pandemics like the COVID-19, they are impacting the health, and they are making this health disparity more worse. This is the situation. You should be careful. Okay. Next important consideration that we will take is that the India's health equity. So here we will see that in India there is the disparity into the rural area as well as the in urban area. In urban area, those pockets such as the slum area, there is the more disparity as compared to the non-slum area, and the disparity in the slum area is 90% more than the non-slum area. And why this is happening? Because of the overcrowding of the slum area, poor sanitation, and the limited access to the clean water. You will see that how these slum area, there is the no proper sanitation facility. They also suffer from the clean water provision, and the population, they are living with the very close to each other. Their houses, there is no gap, there is no parking. You must have seen the slum area. So this is the situation, and that's why there is the more disparity. For example, here it has given that the tuberculosis in the slum area is 1.5 times more than the non-slum area. 1.5 times more than the non-slum area. Other thing is that the disparity into the caste and the gender. You will see that those who are belonging from the SC, STs or the women category, women class, they have the more child mortality and low immunization rates. Why there is the high child mortality? The first thing from the very beginning, they are not going for the institutional childbirth, and that's why there is the lack of the awareness, and that's why they don't go for the delivery into the institutions such as the hospital. What they do into the traditional method by their home, and some of the old lady of the village. You must have seen such thing into the villages. But yes, now villages, the situation has improved. People are going into the hospital for the delivery. But into this tribal area, this people from the SC caste, there the situation is that they don't go, they don't have the money. The first thing is that even for the 5,000 is much higher for them. For the rich people, well-off people, 5,000 is nothing. But for a person who is earning just 200 on a daily basis, or 300 or 400, leave that, even the 500, 5,000 is a high value. And they think that just it can be easily, and it is matter associated with the women. So women are not given that much preference, and they don't have the decision making. It is the male member that is going to decide that where they are going to deliver, whether at the house or the hospital. And in the patriarchal society, that impact, if it would have been in the hand of the women for the decision making, so situation would have been different. So this is the situation. You will find that the women with the anemia, there is the 59% more anemia prevalent into the lowest wealth quintile, means those with the low income category. Okay. You will also find that in India, this non-communicable disease that account for the 60%. What is non-communicable disease? Such as the diabetes, asthma, they are the non-communicable disease, but they have a very high rate. They are contributing about the 60% of the all death in the India. You can think about what is the situation. And the economic cost of this is the $6 trillion by the 2030. Do you believe that we want to reach the $1 trillion economy, and the health cost, the loss we are losing in the $6 trillion? This is into the dollar. Okay. Are you able to get clarity on how we are facing the situation? Beside that, in the rural area, the situation, normally take the situation of the how many doctors are available for the every 1,000 of the people in India. It is just 0.8 doctors per 1,000 people, and in the rural area the situation is worse. Means if there is 1,000 people, one doctor is there to cure to treat. You can see that how much it is going to impact and what is the condition of this. Okay. So what we need, so first thing is that a comprehensive approach is needed where we can include every stakeholder. For example, government, social societies and civil societies, healthcare providers and communities. Here it is talking about the role of the civil society, government in the policy making and implementation, civil society. They will deliver onto the ground, and particularly into those areas where accessibility is very difficult, because they are dedicated to work into the for the disadvantageous people. They are more they can be more used, they can be used for delivering and implementing this situation into the rural area and into the backward area and into the terrain that is tough to reach. Okay, so these are the thing that here it is mentioned. Government can play a very significant role by the policies and the laws and the implementation. We have seen that the impact of this schemes such as the Ayushman Bharat scheme, National Health Mission scheme. So we will see that what is the basic behind this. And beside that, what also important is to the health literacy. The people should know about the health, and they should be aware, they should be conscious about their health. That's why the basic thing we can avoid, like the unhealthy food, we can avoid if the people have the health literacy. The women can go for the more sanitation during their menstruation. Okay, the women can feed their children as the mother milk is the more beneficial. The institutional delivery can be promoted by what? This needed the health literacy, that is very crucial. And here the government and its scheme such as the National Health Mission is very important. Okay. Here the Ayushman Bharat initiative we will discuss, we will know that what is the basics behind that. So the main aim of this Ayushman Bharat is to what? To provide the accessibility to the infrastructure and by making the health insurance. And this is provided for the every weaker section, those whose economic condition is not good. So here it is given that it is for the economically vulnerable population. What is the main aim? It is providing the 5 lakh rupees of the health coverage for the each of the family per year. This is for the per year, not it is not for the once, it is for the every year. So please remember, now we are targeting to reach 50 crore. It means 500 million. This means 50 crore people. Okay, so 50 crore people, 5 lakh of the 5 lakh per month per family per year. Okay, so 1 year, you shouldn't be confused with that is for the one time. This is for the every year. Means in 2023 you can avail this 5 lakh. In 2024 again you can avail this 5 lakh. It is for the per year and it is the insurance coverage. How you what is the hospital and those private and public hospital? If the question comes that all the private or the public or the private hospital they are included, you can avail this Ayushman Bharat. So the answer is no. Only those who are impaneled hospital where you can avail. So impanelment is done by the listing the hospital. It could be private and the public. So it could be the private as well as the public you can avail, but it should be the impaneled. So here impanelment is important. So remember this. Okay. This is all about from this Ayushman Bharat. What is the National Health Mission? It was started in 2005. Now we are going through this National Rural Health Mission and the National Urban Health Mission, and it's mainly focus on the RMNCH plus A. What is mean by this? RMNCHA. So here R means reproductive, M means maternal. Here it is given the maternal, and N means neonatal. So it is start from the reproduction. After that it is the motherhood. Then the child comes into the existence, and after that adolescent when you grow. So these are the things, and it want to prevent the communicable and non-communicable disease from the spreading and making impact onto the population. So this is all about from this National Health Mission. You should be careful about. Okay. So here we see that NGO and civil societies, what they provide, they do the community outreach awareness program, and they also try to outreach the different community to address the regional health concern. And they also collaborate with the international and governmental organization, and they try to bring these vaccine, medicine and different treatment and awareness program all as per their culturally sensitive health initiative. Means if there is some of the traditional causes behind any of health concern, they go and they address in such a manner, they try to remove these type of the disease or the health concern, as well as they try to prevent the cultural values. Okay, so here they try to tailor culturally sensitive health initiative. Okay. Beside that, we have seen that international institutions such as WTO, Global Fund and Gavi Support Health Initiative, they provide the sources where the source crunch is there. For example, the African countries or the India itself, there is the source crunch. There are the many region into the India where the money and investment is needed into the health sector, but it is lacking. But take the example of those of the tribal area or northeastern area where we need lot of health facility, but that is lacking. In that case, we need the fund. So global fund or the Gavi support, they are the international institution and the collaboration, and they try to bring the fund by the pooling money from the different government donors or the a different other such institution. Okay, so we see that they try to bring the sources and the promote information and resources sharing to the extend the healthcare system into the backward area. So let's see that what is the global fund and what is the Gavi support health initiative. So here it is given that this global fund, this is the multilateral financial organization here, and it is mainly focusing on to the HIV, TB, malaria, such type of the disease where its impact is very dire. Okay, the funding structure, it collaborate with the government, civil society and the private sector, and they try to pull the funds, and they try to provide it for the those countries which lack the fund and investment, such as the African countries or the South Asian countries. Okay, so here what is the investment model? They go into the country wise country and they see that what is the main issue in these countries. For example, if they find that into the Myanmar there is the particular disease that impacting the large population, they will go and collaborate with the government and ask that you will have to do that, and we provide the funding. Government do, and they do the work and implementation, they to provide the funding. This is the main focus area of this global fund. Then we will see that the Gavi, this is mainly focusing on the vaccination program, and this work into those area where the access to the vaccine is lacking, and when there is the vaccine that is new, there is the lack of resource, there is the lack of the production. In that case, they also fund, and the fund for those area which are the poorest into the world. Okay, so this is the thing, this is the main, they mainly focus on to the where the vaccination is for the children, and they fund, they procure, and they ensure the supply chain, they procure by the different manufacturer, they go negotiate the lower price so that the overall price can be decreased, and they provide the immunization where it is needed with the help of the government and the association with the different system, that is different health system that is working onto the grounds. This is the main area, this is the main way that they work. Further, this news article is talking about the what is the role of the digital health. So due to this improvement into the way of the communication and the delivery of the health facilities and services into the digital mode, we see that the telemedicine, telemedicare, all this is facilitated, and by that the accessibility can be improved. The people in the rural area that can communicate with those doctors sitting into the urban area or the metro cities, and by that they can utilize their own limitations. And yes, these doctors into the urban cities or the metro cities, they can also use their time. So this is the thing, this digital health that has improving, because that this is also improving into the providing such as the database, analytical facility and collaboration, because different type of the organizers, they can collaborate, they can share their data, and they can improve on all this thing. Okay. So in the last, this article is talking that what is we needed. First, we need to the local organizations should be given with the more responsibility, and they can play much impactful and much broader role. Okay. So the collaboration, that is very important, and collaboration across the different stakeholders. Okay. So here the collaboration also involve the communication, mutual respect, shared goal, and allowing for the adaptation to the changing health concern and the community need. So this should be this collaboration for the health equity should be based on all these things, and the different stakeholder, they should try to collaborate so that they can align their policy making, the need of the community, the need of the people, the alignment with the those health providers, those civil services, those civil societies, that those who are working on to the ground level. All these things should be there. This health sector is very important, and we see that lot of question UPSC has asked. For example, in 2021 they asked that beside being a moral imperative of the welfare state, primary health structure is necessary precondition for the sustainable development. So here it is talking about the sustainable development, it is connecting with the environmental impact, and it is talking about the primary health structure is necessary. So why we need to focus on the primary health structure. Okay, so here we have to analyze that being a moral imperative of the welfare state. So here you have to bring that the constitutional provisions such as the DPSP, such as Article 49 or the Article 39 or the 47, 43, all they talk about the health concern. Even Article 26 and 25, where they are talking about the freedom of consciousness, for the freedom for the you opt to whatever religion you want to choose, or the freedom of these organization or institution, religious institution, to administer their own affairs. But in all these things there is a restriction on the ground of the health concern. If your religious practice is going to impact the health of the common people, then it will be not allowed. So you should know that what is the impact, what is the focus point of this health, because this is the central point. And in the constitution even we have find that there is the 4 to 5 times this health is mentioned. In 2022, the question was, in order to enhance the prospect for the social development, sound and adequate healthcare policy are needed, particularly in the field of the geriatric and maternal health care. So here the focus is on the geriatric and the maternal health care. This year into the 2020 there was the two question on the health, because there was the impact on the COVID-19, impact of the COVID-19, and also the question direct on the COVID-19 was that critically examine the role of WHO. We already studied what is the role of WHO, how it's talking about the equity and equal facility for the poor or the economically backward or the socially backward. Every section of the society, they should be provided with the health care accesses. So here you have to discuss again in 2018 the question was, appropriate local community level healthcare intervention is a prerequisite to the achieve the health for the all in India. Again it is talking about the health for all, equity, the accessibility to the everyone. The next question that was asked again into the UPSC 2015, public health system has a limitation to provide the universal health coverage. Do you think that private sector can help the bridging the gap? What other viable alternative do you suggest? So here it is talking about the collaboration between the public sector and the private sector, the role of private sector. And again in the last it is talking about the equity. Again, the accessibility of the health facility and health services to the everyone. Let's write a answer on the for the 2 days, and you should try to utilize whatever we have covered under the our article, this article. So the question is that critically analyze the major health equity challenge faced by the India, particularly rural area and urban slum, and their impact on marginalized community. Okay, so totally it is based on the health equity. So what you have to bring, first you should define this, what is meant by the health equity, and then you should bring that India's condition of the disparity. What is the condition in the slum area and the rural area? Already we have lot of data such as the what is the condition of the anemia, what is the condition of the tuberculosis. We saw that there is the 1.4 times more in the slum area. All this you can bring into the this, and after that you can bring that Major health equity challenge. What are the major health equity challenge? The backwardness, the infrastructure, the societal norms, all these are impacting, and they are the challenge as well. And how they are impacting? They are isolating these marginalized people. They are making them, pushing them into the poverty cycle. They are pushing them into the different vulnerability, even the environmental vulnerability. So you have to bring all these things, and after that you should bring that government initiative by evaluating the existing policies, and you have to bring the structural issue into the all this policy, how they are going to implement, what is the main modus operandi of all this thing. You have to discuss all these things, and in the last you have to conclude by emphasizing the need of policy and program design that should be the tailor-made of the need of the community, need of the particular section, particular region. It should not be like the one size fit for the all. So this should be your discussion point. Please write the answer. We have provided a model answer. You can match your answer with the model answer provided here. So this is all about from this news analysis. Next important news that we are going to take is the Wayanad elephant, and this is with respect to the comment from the our RBI Governor Saktikant Das. Okay, so here you will see that RBI has kept its policy rate, that is also known as the repo rate, as the same, and it is consecutive for the 7 times that they have put it to the, keep it to the 6.5%. So please remember that 7th consecutive meeting that it is 6.5. And yes, repo rate, you should know that what is the repo rate. It is the rate at which RBI lend money to the commercial bank. Means if there is the bank that need money, they will go to the RBI and ask the money, and it is for the short time. RBI will give the money, and there will be the interest rate that will be fixed, and it is now 6.5%. That is the repo rate. And also there is the agreement that the collateral that bank gives to the RBI is the government security, and there is the agreement that this security will be purchased back by this commercial bank. So this is all about from this. What is Monetary Policy Committee? Okay, so Monetary Policy Committee, this is the committee that take the decision with respect to the change into the repo rate, as well as it's consider the inflation, and this include the 6 member headed by the RBI governor. And who is the RBI governor? Saktikant Das. So please remember this Saktikant Das, he is the RBI governor. 3 members is from the RBI and 3 from the government that's nominates. So government and RBI have the equal representation. So this is all about from this news. And why it is the elephant into the room, elephant in the room, inflation? It is due to the consideration of in the Kerala, we have seen that the elephant has made a lot of trouble, and now it is coming into the forest again. So this is the comment that has been there into the elephant is returning to the forest after having gone out of for a walk. Means now the inflation is coming back to the limit that RBI and Monetary Policy Committee, that is the target, that is around the 4%. So it is expected that the inflation will be around 4.9 for the first quarter of the year. Then it will reduce to the 3.9. So this is under the limit, that is under the 4%, that is our main target. But again, it will go out of 4% into the last 2 quarters. Quarter means the 1 year is divided into the 4 part. Each part is the 3 months. So Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 represent to the this yearly financial year, 3 months of the financial year. The first financial 3 month, second 3 month of the financial year, third 3 months of the financial year, and the last 3 months of the financial year. So you should remember about this. Okay, so there is the expectation that there will be the further improvement into the our GDP, and our inflation condition will reduce, but our economy will grow gradually. So it is expected that 7%, and we see that there will be the growth into the economy. Why? There is the prediction of the normal southwest monsoon, that is the main monsoon, and India is known as the country of the that depend upon the monsoon because it is the agriculture dominated country. And also we see that if the agriculture production is good, rural demand will enhance. There will be the more rural demand because the people into the rural area will have the more money for expenditure, and that will overall boost the manufacturing and the service sector. As the rural people they go and do more expenditure, there is the chances that there will be the more money into the market, and that will impact overall economic scenario into the India. Okay, so we hope that why there is the high persistent economic inflation, this is the inflation because of the food inflation. Food prices are the consistently high, and that's why it is the high inflation. Food prices are consistently high. So headline inflation, what is the headline inflation? It is the overall, it include the food price as well as the energy price, and the other one is the core inflation. So you should remember there is the core inflation. So core inflation exclude the food price, that exclude minus food price and also the energy price, food price and energy. And energy price. These food price and energy, they are considered as the volatile because in many months there could be the good production, in some other month there is the low production. The same is with the crude oil. If there is the war into the Middle East or the West Asia, like the Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, or the Qatar, there will be the lack of production of the crude oil, and that's why the prices increase. And when there is the normal condition, the prices decrease. So there is the very high variability in these two areas. That's why it is excluded from the core inflation. Headline inflation include food and energy. So you have to remember these two things. Okay. In the last, it is talking about the So in the last, it is talking about the persistent inflation that has not impacted only the discretionary spending, but it has also increased the price and expenditure on the essential expenditure. Essential expenditure such as our food need, our day-to-day needs such as the for the clothing, for the health, all these are the essential needed. So if there is the increase into the price, there will be the increase in expenditure, and that result into the high personal loan. And this personal loan is not only for the discretionary expenditure, but these are also for the essential expenditure. And if you go to take the loan for the essential expenditure, that is not good for the family, society, and that's push the family into the poverty cycle. So this is all about from this news. Next important news is the beat the heat on the IMD warning of more heat wave. So you should know this. What is the heat wave? Heat wave is associated with the increase in the temperature, and this increase in the temperature is very high from the normal temperature. If I ask you that today is the heat wave or the today and tomorrow there is the condition of the heat wave, you will ask the temperature. If the temperature is the above the 45 degree, so I will tell you that yes, there is the heat wave. The second thing, if there is the increase in the temperature more than 4.5 degrees centigrade from the previous day, and it is for the consecutive 2 days. For example, if I ask that what is the 2 days temperature, and if you will tell that today it is the 38 degrees centigrade, and if I ask you that yesterday what was the temperature, so if today is the 38 and yesterday it was 33.5, then I will ask that what was the before that. So if it is for the two consecutive day for 38 tomorrow, today and tomorrow, and yesterday it was 33.5, so I will tell you that yes, it is the heat wave condition. So it is the 4.5 degree from the above normal, and it is going to exceed for the 45 degree for the two consecutive days. Then I will say that yes, it is the heat wave. And whenever there is the heat wave, this create the health concern. There is the dehydration issue. Okay, there is the heat stroke, and this is resulting into the death as well. Why this is increasing this heat wave? Climatic change and the phenomena such as the El Nino cause the lack of precipitation and rainfall into the Indian mainland, and it also result into the less rainfall and the more temperature. So this is the one region. Other region is the climate change and our anthropogenic activities. Okay, so this is causing the lot of cause of concern, and we have seen that there has been the death due to this heat wave. For example, last year into the same month, April, there was the political rally into the Mumbai, and there was in the rally there were the 12 people who died due to the heat wave, and many hundred of them they were hospitalized. Even in the same rally, they were talking about the, yes, you are the brave people, you are coming into the, despite so much heat, so much high temperature. After this statement, there was this event, this accident happens, and 12 people died, and near about many, they were hospitalized. This is the case. Okay, we have seen that now we are going to face the election into the April and May, and we will see that there could be the such condition, lakhs of the people queuing into the line. There will be the hundred of the people into the each of the polling booth. There will be the lines. They will queue up. In that case, there is the advisory from the election commission, but this is not that much specific. They are not talking about the specific advisory that the women should not bring the children with them. What should be the provision of the cooling, such as they are talking only the cooling for the officers, that this cooling provision should be for the officers who are conducting the election. But what about the voters? They are not talking. And beside that, there is the demand to hold this election into the cooler months, such as the February, March. This should be the November and October. September, October, November, that could be the better month. But they are not conducting. There is the excuse of the logistic challenges. Logistic challenge is the main issue they are excusing. And this demand just vanishes after the elections. In each of the elections, this demand comes because mostly the election, this Lok Sabha election that is occurring into the April and May. So there is need for a integrated approach. Here, this heat wave, climate change, health, all these are interlinked, and their need for a innovative solution that redress and address all these issues, and it's make the electoral process more convenient, more comfortable for the people. This is the main discussion on these two articles. Next important news that we will take is the gone too soon of the youth suicide in India. So here it is talking about that gone soon. Who gone soon? Means due to the suicide, those young who have remaining life, but due to the suicide, they have gone. This is the condition. So here this article is talking about what is the recent data as per the National Crime Record Bureau. Here the death is 12.4%. They are dying out of 1 lakh of the people, and this means that 8 people are dying every minute. Here every 8 minutes, one people is dying in every 8 minutes. This is the young people. 48% of those who are committing suicide, their age is less than the 30 years. So this is the situation into the India. So mostly this suicidal tendencies more into the youth. Okay, so what is the reason? This is impacting not only the family but the society, economy and the future generation. And future generation, not only the future of economy, because a person who is dying, they could have been contributed into the economy as well. They could have be the part of the a healthy society, and they could have shaped the future of the India as well. This is the thing that has been discussed here. The highest number of the suicide that is found into the India. This is the highest number of the suicide. So what is the factor that has been discussed here? Then here it has been discussed that what could be the solution, and in the last it has discussed that what we need to do. So let's start with the what are the reason for this. Okay, so here it is given the most dominating factor is the mental health problem. Okay, so then it is the academic stress, and even more than academic stress, it is the negative or traumatic family issue. There could be the family issue, there could be the fight between the husband and the wife, there could be the something between the child and the parents, parents and the child, different other relatives. So there could be the such thing that is causing most of the death. Mental health problem, the people don't able to tell, this is the stigma, and they are not going for the cure. That's why this is the most important reason, most dominant region. Family issues, and family issue, particularly the fight between the husband and wife. There could be the violence against some of the family members. Such things are there. Social and lifestyle factors, the way we are living now, the violence, economic distress and the relationship factor, all these are the major cause of the this suicidal tendency and the suicide. Okay, the physical and the sexual abuse, examination failure, mostly our society that is talking about the pressure on the students, the children are due to the examination, their performance, and it is not internal but external as well. The media hype with respect to this exam result, the expectation from the parents, the family member, the relative, all this is creating the pressure on the student. Intergenerational conflict, the mother and the parents and the fathers, they want something else, they have some other lifestyle. They're living into those of the era of the books. They are reading the books and other things, they are involved into the traditional life. The new generation, they are into the digital media, they are playing the games, they are talking about some other type of the thing. There is no common ground between the parents and the children. The children want some other lifestyle. They have become the modern. They have become some other type of the food habitat. They are giving the other type of the food habitat and the food habits as compared to the parents. So these are the things: intergenerational conflict, parental pressure, and the caste discrimination. The caste discrimination is one of the dominant cause of the death into the lower caste, Dalits and the tribal. So these are the things. Beside that, we have seen that the arranged marriage, the cultural thing, socio-cultural thing, arranged marriage and the bearing of the child on a very early stage. This has been also other cause. And the rigid gender role and the discrimination. Gender role, do you believe that there are some of the fixed role of the women they have to do after the marriage, like they have to get up early into the morning, go for the worship, and also they have to some of the responsibility towards the elderly people of that family. So these are creating a lot of pressure on the women, and this is the other reason for the death. So what is the other important cause of the suicide is the alcohol and the substance use. Beside that, we have seen that the sensational reporting, the reporters, the way they report of the suicide cases of these celebrities. Sushant Singh Rajput case, do you know the way? You all know that the way this suicide was sensationalized, and those who are facing the stress, they try to copycat and they try to follow this type of the activities. Okay, so what is the solution? This is belief that there is no solution, because this is the personal decision, this is the societal issue. We cannot remove in a easy manner, or this is the personal decision. This is not possible to be removed. But this is the wrong thought process. This is incorrect diagnosis. The reality is that we can solve this problem. Why? How? The first thing, you start teaching the problem solving into the students and the children. There should be the teaching. There should be the classes for the impulse control and the emotional regulation. Like whenever there is the high impulse, how you have to moderate, how you have to control your emotions when you are going on the very high emotional outburst or something like that. Okay. Beside that, we have to identify the mental stress at the early stage, and we have to provide the care for this youth-friendly environment. You don't have to go and create the pressure, but you have to relieve the pressure. Okay. Beside that, we need to change into our habit, the way we live our life, the way we are going to, the time period when we get up, sleep, we eat, we interact with the different people, we interact, we use the digital media, telephone, internet, our social media, all need to be regulate, and that's why it need to be a healthy lifestyle. Okay. Beside that, we have to reduce the domestic violence and the alcohol use. Okay. So we need to bring, and this could be resolved only by the a better family awareness program and such thing that that decrease such type of the domestic violence. And it could be also improved by the providing the legal support services to the those who are facing the violence. And also this alcohol consumption can be reduced by the awareness program. Okay. Beside that, we also can reduce this by the reforming the educational system, the way it creates the pressure on the mind of the students. We have to bring such a educational system where it's promote the collaboration, cooperation, not the competition and domination. Self-reform, self-evaluation type of the thing we needed. Okay. And already our educational policy, recently we saw that our national education policy of 2020 that has brought some of the changes and the reform to bring and reduce the stress on the students. Okay. We also need to societal changes, the way we are imposing different type of the rituals, rules on the women, the way we behave and we treat our different section of the society who are weaker, vulnerable, we need to change. And for all these things, we need political commitment, collaboration of the different bodies and a different level of the different institute for government to the or to the different educational institute. Different educational institutes should be also collaborate with the religious body and religious leader. So political leaders all as well as the social and religious leader, they all need to be collaborate, and the societal participation and the community participation is important. For example, if you have to change some norms regarding the women, it cannot be changed by the just teaching into the your school or the colleges. Also, it is important for the you teach the elderly people. You have to bring the awareness to the your gram panchayat or the local bodies. All this needed, only then the solution can be reached out. We can reach to the solution. So what we have done, what is the final thing that this article is talking, that already we have brought a national suicidal prevention strategy, and that has been finalized into the 2022. And this aims for the reducing the suicide rate by the 10% every year. And this we have to reach by the 2030. So we have to reduce this 10% of the suicide rate. And for that, we have brought the collaboration of the various ministries that are interlinked. For example, the health, education, social justice, welfare, all they are connected. They need each other. Education is needed to increase the awareness. Health is needed to reduce the and cure the mental stress people. And we need it to the social justice ministry, because they are also responsible for making the schemes for the those who are from the weaker section, vulnerable section, and wellness and health and wellness. All this needed into the connected interconnected with each other. They have to plan and they have to align their policy so that they can go to the common ground and a common goal. And in the last, we need to bring this educational institution and youth organization so that they have the reaches, they are close to the this student and those who are young people. And that's why we can bring the awareness as well as we can bring the implementation in a more effective manner. So this is all about from this news article. This is very important. This is talking of the policy that how could we reduce the suicidal tendency, and it has provided all the data and other things, so you can use all this thing whenever you are going to write your answer. It has provided that what is the percentage that from the different area. For example, it has provided the what is the percentage of the cause of the mental health, negative trauma, all that has been provided. Here it has provided the solution, and in the last, what is the additional thing we need to bring, all that has been provided. So this is a holistic discussion. You should be aware of all these things. Let's start some of the questions from the topic we have covered. So we will start with the five questions that we have covered from the health topic. So here we will see that the first question, Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana primarily offers. So primary health care service at the upgraded health and the wellness center, financial protection for the secondary and tertiary hospitalization, infrastructure support for the building new hospitals, subsidized medicine at the government pharmacy. So here we know that this is for the secondary and tertiary hospitalization and the financial protection of the 5 lakh rupees per family, and it is for the per year. So you should be careful about this. So B is the correct answer. Next question. Under Ayushman Bharat PMJY, the financial coverage per eligible family year is 1 lakh, 3 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh. So already we see that this is the 5 lakh. Question number 3. The National Health Mission integrate which of the following earlier central health sector scheme? National Rural Health Mission and National Urban Health Mission, National AIDS Control Program and the Revived National Tuberculosis Control Program. C. Pradhan Mantri Swasth Suraksha Yojana and Ayushman Bharat, National Ayush Mission and National Mental Health Program. So we see that it is the National Rural Health Mission and the National Urban Health Mission that was integrated into the 2005. And again we have seen that again there is the division on the same ground as well. So A is the correct answer. The establishment of the health wellness centers is crucial component of the National Health Mission, Ayushman Bharat, National Nutrition Mission, Swachh Bharat Mission. So again here it is under the Ayushman Bharat. Again this Ayushman Bharat is very important. That's why we have brought 4 questions. So you should be very careful about that. The last question that has been asked into the UPSC 2023, previous year it was asked, it is related to the MSME. So first it is asking about the, according to the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Act 2006, the medium enterprise are those investment in the plant and machinery between 15 to 25 crore. So here, second is the all bank loans to the MSMEs qualify under the priority sector. So here it is talking about the all bank loans. So this is not, because this is as per the defined under the Industries Act of the 1951, and those only those area where these MSMEs are involved into the manufacturing and the production of those items that are mentioned into the Schedule 1 of this Industries Act of the 1951, only those qualify. So 1 is not correct. And this is not the 15 to 25 crore, it is the 50 crore now it has given, and the turnover is the 250 crore. So turnover is the 250 crore. Okay, so D is the correct answer. This is all about from the today's news analysis. We have completed our Furious 5 session. So we have discussed most of the relevant area that is relevant for the UPSC, and we will conclude our session here. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind.